was also he was down here helping. That's our son. When he was 13 months old, was removed from my care and placed into foster care through Child Protective Services, and that is what started me on the road to changing my life. So I went through another program here in Escondido first, a drug and alcohol program, residential program called Serenity House, and then from there I got referred to Interfaith Community Services for their housing, and then I lived at the housing for exactly 1 year, and started going to school while I was at the housing. Right prior to leaving Serenity House, I got Jacob back in my care. He was actually out of my care for 7 months and 4 days.
How long ago was this, Deb?
12 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you do now?
Now I run, I'm the program manager for one of the drug courts here in San Diego County. So while I was at Interfaith, I started going to school. I got my certificate for alcohol and other drug counseling. Went and got certified by the state. I've worked in the field since then. It was kind of funny when Joe got his job at Interfaith. Tracy actually approached me and she said, "Do you want to come be an on-site manager there?" And I said, "No, I really like I want to do the counseling. That's my love." And so they interviewed Joe for the position, and that's how Joe got the position.
That's me. And I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute, but go ahead.
And then I continued going to school. Got my master's degree in human services, and then I went back to school and got my master's degree in organizational leadership.
Incredible.
And I am now in my third class for my doctorate in education. So doctorate in education and organizational leadership with an emphasis in behavioral health.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
You've been busy. God bless you.
yeah. And December 23rd, I will celebrate 12 years clean and sober.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So a funny story, when I got this job, I'm probably the only person ever to have to interview and them tell me to bring their wife with them. Really? She sat in the interview process with me, like she was validation that he's legitimate. I'm like, come on. Yeah.
Did you both go for the same job at the same time?
No. They offered her the job, but she didn't want it. But she said, back then I was my boyfriend would do it. So.
And we were already engaged, actually.
Yeah. So, but part of it was, how often do you go for a job interview and they're like, bring your wife with you?
Yeah.
Really?
She's a good reference, apparently.
She was. She's pretty legit.
Well, and at the time they had never had a male resident manager at family housing, because family housing typically was women, single women with children. There were very few actual
Males.
families,
Yes.
men and women, together with their kids, and at the time there was no single fathers in the program, which that's changed. But one of the things that I said to Tracy when she asked me, I said, we should consider my fiance. I said, and I could still help him, because I could do that. One of the things you have to do is periodically test the people, drug test them, and I said, I can test the women. He'd be there to be able to test the men for men that are in the program, and they've been very, very obviously very pleased with his work there, and it was amazing to watch his interaction with the clients, and especially
Joe's awesome.
Especially being able to help some of the women who had been in domestic violence relationships to feel safe around a man finally.
Right, sure.
Because many of them didn't feel safe.